After Congress trumpets opener Rahul, why the last-minute pullback? No trust, day one damn squib. Congress saving Rahul for final shot. Congress sets up Rahul versus Modi showdown. That is our top focus on 5 Live.
Was it a damp squib? Was it afterthoughts? Was it a strategic retreat to save Rahul Gandhi for the big third day of the no confidence motion? Whatever it may be, the fact remains that hype had been whipped up to a fever pitch by the Congress party over Rahul Gandhi opening today's no confidence motion at 12, but Rahul Gandhi did not do so as it finally turned out. And at the final minute, Rahul Gandhi had to pull back and did not make that opening speech. The Congress party is calling this a googly that no one guessed would happen, where everybody else is saying it was an afterthought in order to save Rahul Gandhi for a little later. Whatever it may be, let's look at day one of the big no confidence motion, the Rahul factor, and what lies ahead, because the day isn't over yet. Some big guns from both sides will be speaking in Parliament in just a short while from now. I'm Shiv, this is 5 Live. All the juice from day one of the no confidence motion coming right up. First, the headlines. No trust vote debate against Modi government sets rolling. Fiery face-off in the Lok Sabha with the Congress's Gaurav Gogoi leading the charge. BJP taunts Rahul and Sonia on corruption. After Parliament, now Rahul Gandhi all set to get his old government bungalow back and will return to 12 Tughlaq Lane, where he has lived for all these years. Rahul reacts, says, entire India is my home.
मेरा घर पूरा हिंदुस्तान है.
The NewsClick showdown escalates in Parliament. Piyush Goyal calls opposition netas traitors. India Today accesses emails of NewsClick's funding from China. Rajya Sabha chairman pulls up Trinamool MP Derek O'Brien for unruly behaviour. BJP says Derek not suspended, yet in hope that he will express regret. Aam Aadmi Party MP Raghav Chadha faces FIR after his motion comes under the scanner. 6 MPs say their names were added without consent. Will an FIR actually happen? Remains to be seen. A day after Congress MP Rahul Gandhi made a comeback, a dramatic comeback to the floor of the Lok Sabha, his name was struck off the list of party speakers almost like an afterthought. We have a copy of that document where Rahul Gandhi's name, let's put that on our screen, Rahul Gandhi's name was right at the top of the list but was then finally struck off. Take a look at that document. Right at the top is Rahul Gandhi, and with a pencil, his name is struck off as an afterthought. Congress instead pitched its MP Gaurav Gogoi, who had moved the no confidence motion, to lead the charge, which is why he finally did. The big question is, why this last minute change? Why did Rahul Gandhi not lead the charge? It has even bewildered the government benches. Why this last-minute pullback after all the hype and drama over Rahul Gandhi's big return and him leading the charge on the no-confidence motion? India Today's sources reveal that it's a part of the Congress's strategic game, at least that's what they want you to think, for a big Rahul versus Modi showdown 3 days from now. Here's what happened today.
Optics, perception and strategy.
महोदय, मैं निम्नलिखित प्रस्ताव पेश करता हूं कि ये सभा मंत्री परिषद में विश्वास का भाव व्यक्त करती है.
It's not Rahul Gandhi leading the no trust debate against the BJP government. A day after he made a comeback to the floor of the Lok Sabha, his name struck through the list of party speakers.
सर, हमारी मांग स्पष्ट थी कि देश के मुखिया होने के नाते प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आए, अपनी बात रखे, अपनी संवेदना प्रकट करे और उस पर सारे पार्टी समर्थन दे और मणिपुर को एक संदेश जाए कि इस दुख की घड़ी में पूरा सदन मणिपुर के साथ है। हम मणिपुर में शांति चाहते हैं, मणिपुर के छात्र इंसाफ मांगते हैं।
Congress instead pitched its MP Gaurav Gogoi to lead the charge on Tuesday. The last-minute change even bewildered the government benches.
क्या हुआ सर? हम तो राहुल गांधी जी के भाषण सुनने के लिए हम उत्सुक है सर, हम उत्सुक है राहुल गांधी का। राहुल क्या हो रहा है ऐसे क्या?
The move is calculated. According to Congress sources, it's part of strategic game plan.
So many और कितने भी बड़ा और टेबल कप होंगे सर।
The Gandhi science speech on the no trust motion reserved for the day when the Prime Minister would be physically present in the Lok Sabha. Prime Minister Modi is expected to reply to the motion on August 10. Rahul Gandhi held back from speaking till the Prime Minister is seen in the House on or before August 10. Congress appears to be meticulously crafting its narrative to showcase him as a formidable contender, ready to take on the Prime Minister head-on, and position him as the principal figure of the 26-party India alliance. Adding context to this political maneuvering, a Lokniti CSDS survey in May showed Prime Minister Modi as the top choice for 43% of respondents if elections were held then. Nonetheless, Rahul Gandhi was seen narrowing the gap with 27% of votes in his favour, marking an increase of 4 percentage points since the 2019 survey and a significant 13-point rise since 2014. 15% of those respondents expressed their newfound appreciation for the Congress leader after his Bharat Jodo Yatra. Within the opposition ranks, Rahul Gandhi was seen garnering the maximum public support, far ahead of several other regional satraps from the non-BJP parties. As the political landscape continues to evolve with the convergence of over 24 opposition parties under one umbrella, the ongoing no-confidence debate is becoming a platform for making powerful political statements leading up to the 2024 electoral battle. Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's try and make sense of why Rahul Gandhi wasn't the one who opened today's no-confidence motion as the Congress had led many to believe. In fact, the anticipation was so high that across YouTube you saw YouTubers, channels, etc., with their YouTube bands ready for Rahul's speech. That's how, that's how certain everyone was that Rahul Gandhi was going to speak. And then finally, at literally the last moment, it was decided that he wouldn't. And like I showed you in that written typed list of speakers, Rahul Gandhi's name was right at the top, and it was at the 11th hour that his name was struck out, and it was decided that Gaurav Gogoi would lead. Was this a googly? Was this a last-minute change of heart? Was this a typical afterthought, that is a signature of the Congress, making decisions at the last moment? Or was it a clever googly bold to the BJP? Let's try and make sense of it. Joining me live, Rajdeep Sardesai, a consulting editor who's been in Parliament today watching what's been happening. Preeti Chaudhary, our executive editor, has also been in Parliament. And Mausami, who's been watching all the political movers and shakers right through what has been quite an exciting few hours so far in the no-confidence motion. Rajdeep, coming to you first. In your view, why this last-minute change? As far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, everyone was expecting that he'd be the opening batsman.
Well, I think, Shiv, the decision to not field Rahul Gandhi to start off the debate was taken after consultation this morning, where one of the suggestions made, among others, by the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge was that Rahul Gandhi should be seen to be, in a way, challenging Prime Minister Modi. And it was felt that this could only happen if Rahul Gandhi waited a bit and perhaps spoke either just before Prime Minister Modi on the third day of the debate, that's on the 10th, or certainly after a substantial number of speakers had already delivered their comments so that Rahul Gandhi in a way could respond to them, thereby getting the chance to counter some of the criticism that may come the Congress leaders' way. So I think it's a tactical, strategic decision taken by the Congress. There was also the belief that if you speak just before the Prime Minister, then it positions you as the principal opposition to him, and you can almost share equal space in a way, is what one Congress leader told me. But yes, there were others within the Congress itself who were taken by surprise because they had gone into Parliament this morning expecting Rahul Gandhi to speak first. Even some of the BJP treasury benches were caught by surprise because the reason why Nishikant Dubey led the BJP debate was because he's seen as one of the leaders who takes on the Gandhi family at every opportunity. So the idea that the BJP had was to immediately target Rahul Gandhi the moment he had spoken. But that doesn't seem to have quite worked off. So purely, I think, tactical and strategic to position Rahul Gandhi in a way that he would be there in Parliament perhaps and speak just before the Prime Minister does, while the Prime Minister is in all likelihood sitting in the Lok Sabha.
Preeti, you were right outside Parliament. You know, everyone was expecting Rahul to speak. Last minute tactical strategic decision by the Congress party after consultations. How did you see this one play out?
Interesting, and I would think a smart strategic move by the Congress party, Shiv, because, let's go down and delve a little bit in parliamentary history where Rahul Gandhi has spoken. He always hasn't really had a very successful outing. I would think at one level the Congress might want to project it as pitching Rahul Gandhi against Narendra Modi and possibly have him speak right before Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, does. But I also think it's very clever thinking by the Congress party, and possibly for the first time in Parliament in terms of positioning Rahul Gandhi. Let's take a look at the opposition speaker list. It has the likes of Smriti Irani, it had the likes of Nishikant Dubey, who would have followed Rahul Gandhi. Now these are, traditional Rahul Gandhi betas. They go after him. Smriti Irani's defeated him in Amethi. You had Jyotiraditya Scindia, who just in 2018 in the monsoon session, if you remember, the person that Rahul Gandhi winked to was Jyotiraditya Scindia, and he would have gone, for the jugular as well. So at one level, really smart, clever thinking by the Congress to avoid the kind of attack by any of these leaders, for him to react to it. Also, what is interesting in all of this is possibly speak on the day of the Prime Minister, where you really don't give anyone, especially in the Prime Minister's speech, elbow room or maneuver to factor in a response to Rahul Gandhi. Because if he had begun, the debate on the no trust or the no confidence motion, you would have definitely seen, and it was interesting because if you looked at Nishikant Dubey, he had come prepared to go after Rahul Gandhi. The first 10 minutes of his speech only spoke of Rahul Gandhi, but Rahul Gandhi never spoke. So somewhere down the line, it was a strategic move by the Congress. Maybe in the public eye, they'd want to pitch it as a Rahul versus Modi battle, but ultimately, it's also to safeguard Rahul Gandhi, not have him be attacked by the lobby of leaders. And there are 15 speakers of the Bharatiya Janata Party that are going to be speaking, some of them very, very critical of the Gandhis and Rahul Gandhi, and also not to give any elbow room in the speech of the Prime Minister to prepare to take on Rahul Gandhi if he speaks right before him.
Very, very interesting perspective. And Preeti is right, because Nishikant Dubey's speech was almost entirely pointed at Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhis. Mosmi, it's been a good day overall for Rahul Gandhi and a good week. He's back as Lok Sabha MP. He's gotten back the allotment of his house, 12 Tughlaq Lane. He didn't speak in Parliament today, but one's going to look forward to that happening in the next couple of days. What are your sources within the Congress party telling you about how they plan to use Rahul Gandhi in this very important week in Parliament, Mosmi?
Rahul Gandhi has been gearing up for this moment. Remember, Shiv, that Rahul Gandhi also went to Manipur. He was one of the first opposition members to go to Manipur for a 2-day visit, where he went to Imphal and Churachandpur. So Rahul Gandhi was all geared up. Apparently, all the Congress leaders were also all said that Rahul Gandhi would make that speech after his comeback. And while he was walking walking out of gate number 1 after Gaurav Gogoi had given that speech, we were asking him about that googly, you know, because was he supposed to speak later in the day? And KC Venugopal spoke instead of Rahul Gandhi, answered that saying that you'll know 3 hours before Rahul is about to speak. So I think it's slotted for the last day, but Congress keeping its cards very, very close. Even as you know, very interestingly, the YouTube link in the morning for Rahul Gandhi's speech was also put out on WhatsApp groups. That means the entire party was all set that they will hear Rahul Gandhi. And Rahul Gandhi looks very much at ease. He's made plans to visit Wayanad. When everybody asked him that he's got back his house, is he happy? He said, India is my house. So a very upbeat mood in the Congress party with Rahul Gandhi's victory of sorts in the Supreme Court. They think it's a moral victory and they want to hold that moral high ground in front of the government, and that's one reason that this entire speech has been planned according to strategy, even if you can say it was last minute, because the Prime Minister, Shiv, was never supposed to, it was never slotted that the Prime Minister would be there in the House. It's not like a necessary condition while the motion is being put for discussion that the PM should be in the House.
Very, very interesting. Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs Editor, who's also been in Parliament today, joins me now. Rahul, you know, one heard Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary mischievously, you know, taunt Nishikant Dubey when he said, you know, you've basically fallen for our googly. And you're speaking now, and Rahul Gandhi, we have not made him speak. He's going to speak later. You know, suggesting that this was a tactical move by the Congress party to lead everyone to believe that Rahul Gandhi was going to be the opening batsman, but they've actually saved him for, you know, perhaps the third day. How do you see this, Rahul? And also, something that occurs to me is positioning once again Rahul versus Modi on the third day. Does that also carry its own risks, like what we've been talking about?
See, Shivli, Shiv, what is a googly if it doesn't get a wicket?
Right.
So, if he has bowled a googly, then are they going to bowl the government out? Now, of information from the Speaker's office is that the Congress approached the Speaker and wanted that Rahul Gandhi should be allowed instead of Gaurav Gogoi. So, they were initially planning that they should be Rahul be speaking first. What the BJP did? BJP lined up 15 odd speakers, but 3 very interesting elements. One is Nishikant Dubey, who is a known Gandhi family baiter. Smriti Irani, who has beaten Rahul Gandhi in Amethi.
Yeah.
Known Rahul Gandhi baiter. The third is Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia,
like whom was saying,
wink was directed at in 2018.
Correct.
After Rahul Gandhi hug. So, the elements are that most of these people, if Rahul Gandhi had spoken, the entire BJP focus would have been, they would have thrashed Rahul Gandhi's speech. Now what they have done is that Rahul Gandhi may be speaking at the end. So basically the traction that Rahul Gandhi's speech would have taken for the next 2 days will only be competing with the Prime Minister's speech on that very day.
Right.
Now, pick between the Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi's speech. So one is this, that has he lost this 2-day play for what his speech would have been? Because one expected that he would ask those pertinent questions.
And they would have resonated for 2 days.
And resonated for 2 days. The opposition has a problem, Shiv. See the speakers they have. They don't have a Chidambaram. He's in Rajya Sabha. They don't have a Sharad Pawar. He's in Rajya Sabha. Lalu Prasad Yadav is out of parliament. Mulayam Singh Yadav is no more. The opposition does not have speakers. So for 2 days, they will be giving runs on a pitch on which they are thinking they have bowled a googly.
Interesting.
The problem for the opposition is does not have strong speakers. Who did you have today? Gaurav Gogoi.
Yeah.
Venugopal has not set parliament on fire. Supriya Sule. You
T.R.
had
Balu and others.
Balu and others.
Yeah.
Now Balu is far drawn. He did not much focus on Manipur as such.
Correct.
Now in that scenario, the BJP will have staggered play by lots of CNA leaders. Nirmala Sitharaman is going to speak. Now, Congress in Karnataka made it a local play while the BJP wanted it national.
Yeah.
In Parliament, in this new confidence motion, Congress wants to make it local on Manipur. The BJP will play national. Completely national. They will try to play a much wider turf.
In fact, we have a collection of the, you know, the chunks of the speeches today where Manipur was actually mentioned. Apart from Gaurav Gogoi's speech, Rahul, most people were talking about all other things.
So the debate in public space will not be really on Manipur.
Yeah.
Then, very interestingly, if Rahul Gandhi, by doing that, is bowling a googly and setting up a Modi versus Rahul Gandhi battle, do you think India, that coalition, will be very happy about it? Because that's what they don't want, that Congress should be ahead of the pack and try to show that it is the big brother of the coalition. So there could well be, in this portrayal, a bit of a problem for India, because
within the alliance,
the high-hanging fruit for India coalition is what? A prime ministerial phase, and second, a coalition in trouble-torn states. I think somewhere the opposition has limited choices.
Okay.
I think Rahul Gandhi, the idea in the morning was that why is Rahul Gandhi speaking first? But if he is not, perhaps I think they have lost 2 days of traction.
Okay, very, very interesting perspectives from, the Team India today, who's been at Parliament and watching all of this actually play out live, which carries its own benefits, because you're actually seeing all that body language up close. Rahul was just speaking about, who the opposition has in Parliament. I think Manish Tiwari is speaking right now in the Lok Sabha. Let's just briefly dip in and listen to Manish Tiwari.
पेट के पीछे चीन की राजनीतिक मंशा क्या है? और मैं सरकार से सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि सितंबर 2020 से जब से ये सदन मिला था कोविड के बाद, आज तक इस सदन में चीन के ऊपर चर्चा नहीं हुई। क्या ऐसा हो सकता है कि ऐसी थिएटर लेवल की इंकर्शन हो, घुसपैठ हो और हमारे खुफिया तंत्र को पता ना लगे? क्या हमारा खुफिया तंत्र कहीं पे विफल रहा है? और मैं एक कागज पढ़ना चाहता हूं जो एसएसपी है लेके उन्होंने डीजीपी आईजीपी की कॉन्फ्रेंस को एक पेपर प्रस्तुत किया था, उसके 2 अंश में पढ़ना चाहता हूं। प्रेजेंटली there are 65 patrolling points from Karakoram Pass to Chumar, which are to be patrolled regularly by the ISFs. ISFs means Indian Security Forces. Out of 65 patrolling points, our presence is lost at 26 patrolling points. That is patrolling point number 5 to 17, 24 to 32, 37, 51, 52, 62, due to restrictive or no patrolling by the Indian Security Forces. Later on, China forces us to accept the fact that as such areas have not seen the presence of Indian security forces or civilians since long. The Chinese were present in these areas. This leads to a shift in the border under the control of the Indian security forces towards the Indian side, and a buffer zone is created in all such pockets, which ultimately leads to a loss of control over the areas held by India. This is a tactic of PLA to grab land inch by inch, which is known as salami slicing. ये मैं नहीं कर रहा, कह रहा सभापति महोदय, ये सरकार के एक उच्च अधिकारी एसएसपी ले, पीडी नित्या उनका नाम है, उन्होंने लिखित में ये कागज डीजीपी आईजीपी की कॉन्फ्रेंस के में प्रस्तुत किया था। सरकार की तरफ से आज तक इसका खंडन नहीं हुआ है। और मैं इसलिए सरकार से पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्या ये बात सही है जो अधिकृत तौर के ऊपर एक सरकारी अधिकारी ने कही है, एक उच्च अधिकारी ने कही है कि 65 में से 26 ऐसे पेट्रोलिंग पॉइंट्स हैं जहां पे हमारी सुरक्षा फोर्सेस पहुंच नहीं सकती? क्या यह बात सही है कि आपके ये जो पेट्रोलिंग पॉइंट्स है हम को एक्सेस नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, वहां पे पेट्रोल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं? क्या यह बात सही है? इसके कारण 2000 किलोमीटर जो भारत की सरजमीन है वो भारत के कब्जे के बाहर चली गई है। ये बड़े गंभीर सवाल हैं, जिन गंभीर सवालों का इस सरकार को जवाब देना चाहिए। इसके साथ साथ अध्यक्ष सभापति महोदय,
थैंक यू,
थोड़ा सा मेरे को आप 2 मिनट का समय और दीजिए। सभापति महोदय, हम ये पूछना चाहते हैं कि 18 राउंड मिलिट्री टू मिलिट्री बातचीत हुई है चीन के साथ, और 18 राउंड में क्या निष्कर्ष निकला है? क्या यह बात सही है कि जितने बफर जोन बने हैं वो सारे बफर जोन भारत की सरजमीन में बने हैं? जितने बफर जोन बने हैं मिलिट्री टू मिलिट्री टॉक्स के बावजूद वो बनस्पत वो भारत की सरजमीन में बने हैं। हम ये पूछना चाहते हैं कि जो विदेश मंत्रालय के स्तर पे बातचीत चल रही है चीन के साथ, उसका क्या निष्कर्ष निकला? ये सारे गंभीर सवाल हैं जिनका जवाब आप सरकार को देना पड़ेगा। और मैं सभापति महोदय, मेरे को मालूम है समय कम है, मैं सिर्फ एक बात आपके समक्ष रखना चाहता हूं कि एक तरफ
जितना
तो
देर तक बोलेंगे आपका पार्टी का टाइम खत्म होगा।
सभापति महोदय, मेरे को यह कहा गया है कि हमारा पार्टी का टाइम सुरक्षित है। ये समय आपने, अध्यक्ष जी ने मेरे को दिया है अपने समय में से निकाल के, इसलिए मैं समय ले रहा हूं। मैं आखिरी बात सभापति महोदय, एक बात कहना चाहता हूं। तो एक तरफ तो हमारे जांबाज सिपाही चीन का मुकाबला कर रहे हैं, 50-60 हजार लोग वहां पे सरहद पे तैनात है। दूसरी तरफ चीन के साथ जो हमारा व्यापार है वो बढ़ता ही जा रहा है। 2022 में हमारा ट्रेड डेफिसिट चीन के साथ 101.2 बिलियन US था। ये जो हमारे इंपोर्ट थे चाइना से, वो 2021 में 97.5 बिलियन डॉलर थे, 2022 में 118.5 बिलियन डॉलर हो गए। और जो हमारे एक्सपोर्ट हैं वो 28 बिलियन डॉलर से घट के 17 बिलियन डॉलर रह गए। तो कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है कि जो चीन हमारे खिलाफ आक्रमण कर रहा है, उस आक्रमण करने के पैसे हम उनको दे रहे हैं ट्रेड डेफिसिट के थ्रू। तो इसलिए सभापति महोदय, ये जो सवाल है इनके ऊपर हम सरकार से जवाब मांगते हैं। और मैं आखिरी बात यही कहना चाहूंगा, सवाल बहुत है, संवाद की कमी है। अगर संवाद रहता तो इंडिया को ये जरूरत ना पड़ती कि इस सदन में ये हम अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लेके आते। और मैं ये उम्मीद करता हूं कि इन सारे सवालों का सरकार पूरी जिम्मेदारी से और पूरी सच्चाई से जवाब देगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
श्रीमती नवनीत राणा।
अध्यक्ष महोदय, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अध्यक्ष महोदय, अविश्वास प्रस्ताव ये सदन में विपक्ष ने लाया है। सुबह से सभी डिबेट सुन रहे हैं और इस अविश्वास प्रस्ताव का मैं एज ए निर्दलीय, इंडिपेंडेंट और जनता के हित में काम करने वाली, अपने क्षेत्र में, अपने महाराष्ट्र के हित में, मैं इस विपक्ष का नो कॉन्फिडेंट मोशन जो लाया, इसका विरोध करती हूं। और हमारे आज सुबह से जब से डिबेट शुरू हुई है 12 बजे से, जब से अगर हमने देखा तो विपक्ष अगर बात कर रही है, ये नो कॉन्फिडेंट मोशन लाया ही इसके लिए गया था कि महिलाओं पे होते हुए अत्याचार जो हुए हैं, मणिपुर में जो अत्याचार हुआ है उसके विरोध में, उसके ऊपर चर्चा होनी चाहिए करके ये अविश्वास प्रस्ताव ये सदन में लाया गया है। हम महिलाएं ये पार्लियामेंट में बैठी हुई, हम महिला माँ फिर सांसद हैं। जब ये सदन में हम बैठकर देख रहे हैं, सुबह से देख रही हूं, विपक्ष ने जितने ने भी इस पे कहा है सिर्फ मोदी जी इज दी ओनली टारगेट, और महिलाओं पे कहीं पर भी सहानुभूति और महिलाओं के फेवर में एक भी शब्द ये विपक्ष का मुझे सुनाई नहीं दिया ये सदन में, पार्लियामेंट में। जब भी बोल रहे हैं मणिपुर में जो अत्याचार हमारी महिलाओं पे हुआ है, वो अतिशय सबसे खराब जो ये हुआ है मणिपुर में, उसका सभी ने निषेध करना चाहिए। हम महिलाएं, पुरुष, हमारे भाई ये पार्लियामेंट में जितने लोग रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, सभी ने इसका निषेध किया है। पर विपक्ष को मेरा एक प्रश्न है, 4 तारीख को हुई घटना को जुलाई के पार्लियामेंट के एक दिन पहले वो पार्लियामेंट के पर्पसली वो वीडियो को वायरल करते हैं, और हमें जब पत्रकार आके वो वीडियो दिखाते हैं, मैडम यू नो अबाउट दिस वीडियो, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन मणिपुर, प्लीज गिव अस सम बाइट और सम view of yours. I said, which video? What happened in Manipur? It happened only in 4th 4 मई को हुई घटना को जुलाई में जब पार्लियामेंट होता है, एक दिन पहले एक पत्रकार आके वो न्यूज वीडियो हम लोगों को दिखाता है। मैं मांग करती हूं हमारी सरकार से कि जिसने भी ये पर्पसली ये वीडियोस वायरल किए और समाज में महिलाओं को इस सभागृह में लाकर उनकी बदनामी करने का जो काम विपक्ष ने किया है, इसके ऊपर चौकसी होकर इस पे जांच होनी चाहिए और उनको सजा मिलनी चाहिए। सर, जितना जिसने किया हुआ कृत्य है, जो जितना जिम्मेदार वो है, समाज में इस तरीके से महिलाओं पर हुई अत्याचार को खुलेआम मीडिया में लाकर सोशल मीडिया में प्रचार प्रसार करने का जिन्होंने काम किया, उसका हम लोगों ने निषेध इस पार्लियामेंट से करना चाहिए। आज इस विपक्ष में इन लोगों ने लाई हुई नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन को, आज इनको एक प्रश्न है, इनके यहाँ पर एक भी विपक्ष में बैठी हुई महिला सुनने के लिए ये नहीं है कि जो सत्ता में बैठी है कि वो सरकार इनके बारे में, महिलाओं के बारे में कितनी सीरियस है। अगर ये सीरियस हैं, सर लास्ट वीक राजस्थान में हुई घटना के बारे में एक भी विपक्ष ने उसका उल्लेख नहीं किया। सर जब एक महिला के साथ, नाबालिग के साथ में अत्याचार होता है, उसका रेप किया जाता है इतनी बुरी तरीके से और कोयले में डालकर उसकी आखिरी सांस निकलने तक उसे जलाया जाता है और फिर जो बचता है उसे पानी में बहाया जाता है। सर मेरा प्रश्न है इस विपक्ष को कि महिलाओं की इस्तेमाल आप राजनीति के लिए किया जा रहा है, महिलाओं को राजनीति का रोटियां बनाकर उस पर सेका जाने का इस्तेमाल हमारी महिलाओं के नाम पर किया जा रहा है। विपक्ष से यह प्रश्न मेरा है कि अगर मणिपुर की महिलाएं हमारे लिए, सभी के लिए सम्माननीय हैं, हमारे देश में रहने वाली हर महिला हमारे लिए हमारा मान सम्मान, हमारा गर्व है, क्योंकि हम भी वो महिलाएं हैं। मैं विपक्ष से पूछती हूं कि अगर मणिपुर की महिलाएं आपको इतनी महत्वपूर्ण रखती हैं तो 4 मई को आपका डेलीगेशन वहां क्यों नहीं जाता? 3 महीने के बाद पार्लियामेंट शुरू होने के बाद आपके विपक्ष का पार्लियामेंट का पूरी टीम बनाकर आप वहां जाकर चौकसी के लिए क्या दिखाना चाहते हैं? फोटो खींचने के लिए, वीडियो बनाने के लिए, उसकी मां के रोना दिखाने के लिए? मैं पूछती हूं कि राजस्थान में जहां पर विपक्ष की सरकार है, जब एक लड़की के साथ इतनी बुरी तरीके से व्यवहार होता है, अत्याचार होता है, तो विपक्ष का डेलीगेशन आज तक राजस्थान क्यों नहीं गया? पार्लियामेंट के विपक्ष के इन्होंने उत्तर देना चाहिए। ये मोदी जी को पूछते हैं वो मौन क्यों हैं। मैं विपक्ष को पूछती हूं राजस्थान की घटना पे विपक्ष मौन क्यों है? बंगला में हुई बांग्लादेश में, सोगत काका, वी कॉल यू गूगल अंकल। इफ टुडे वी गो ऑन गूगल एंड वी सर्च ऑन गूगल कि सबसे ज्यादा अत्याचार महिलाओं पे कहां है, तो वो
हो गया
सर,
हो गया
सर। इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सर। सर महिलाओं पे चर्चा हो रही है, अगर पुरुषों को 1-1 घंटा दिया जा रहा है तो हम महिलाओं को एटलीस्ट 5-7 मिनट तो देना ही चाहिए। सर लास्ट सर, हमारे आज एमपी हमारे कलीग ने महाराष्ट्र से, श्रीकांत जी ने हनुमान चालीसा इधर पठन करके दिखाया। हमारे महाराष्ट्र में भी एसटी महामंडल में काम करने वाली महिलाएं, मैं सांसद नहीं, सांसद एक तरफ और महिला होने के नाते जब मैंने सिर्फ अनाउंस किया, मला भीती वाटत नव्हती श्रीकांत जी। आज जब आप यहाँ पे हनुमान चालीसा का पठन कर रहे थे, सिर्फ मैंने नाम लिया था कि हनुमान चालीसा पठन करूंगी, तो घर से घसीट के 14 दिन जेल में और 2 दिन लॉकअप में रखा था। पर आज मोदी जी की सरकार है, ये पार्लियामेंट में ऐसा अत्याचार कोई किसी पे करेगा नहीं। और एसटी महामंडल की महिलाएं जब अपने हक के लिए, डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अंबेडकर ने हमें लड़ना सिखाया है, अपने हकों के लिए रोड पे आकर अपनी आवाज बनना सिखाया है, वही आवाज जब महिलाएं एसटी महामंडल की महाराष्ट्र में उठा रही थी, तो वो महिलाओं को उठाकर लॉकअप में करीबन 1 महीना उन्हें सड़ने के लिए फेंक दिया गया था। तब ये विपक्ष कहां गया था? तब ये विपक्ष ने मौन धारण क्यों किया था? ये चीजें भी इनको उत्तर देना चाहिए। सिर्फ मणिपुर, महिलाओं पे अत्याचार, महिलाओं पे होने वाली पीड़ा, ये इनका विषय नहीं। सिर्फ मोदी जी का नाम है तो इनको विरोध करना है, यही इनका एजेंडा बना है। ये क्या नारा दे रहे हैं सर? 1 सेकेंड, ये क्या नारा दे रहे हैं? इंडिया, ये क्या नारा दे रहे हैं सर? इंडिया। 1 सेकेंड सर, सर लास्ट 1 मिनट, सर लास्ट 1 मिनट।
यू हैव मेड योर पॉइंट
सर 1 मिनट। ये विपक्ष क्या नारा दे रही है कि इंडिया इंडिया इंडिया? अरे इंडिया ही मोदी जी को बनाई है, इंडिया ने ही मोदी जी को ये पार्लियामेंट हाउस में एज ए प्राइम मिनिस्टर लाई है। आज भी इंडिया मोदी जी के साथ है। ये विपक्ष को मौन धारण किस विषय पे रखा है, इनको उत्तर देना ही पड़ेगा। ये मेरा प्रश्न विपक्ष को है। बस इतना ही कहती हूँ सर, महिलाओं का इस्तेमाल राजनीति रोटियां सेकने के लिए नहीं है। महिलाओं का सम्मान करना सीखे विपक्ष के लोग।
मिस्टर आरिफ।
Sir, thank you, Speaker, sir.
So that was Manish Tiwari and Navneet Rana speaking. Smriti Irani, who's going to be one of the other high-profile speakers today, is going to be speaking a little after 6 p.m. Obviously, all of that coverage is going to be live here on India Today. But I want to bring the focus back for a moment to the whole Rahul versus Modi idea. Because if Rahul Gandhi didn't speak today, is he being saved for the last day? You heard what Rahul Srivastav also said, that the Congress perhaps has squandered the possibility of Rahul Gandhi's speech resonating for at least the next 3 days before the Prime Minister speaks. But But be that as it may, Rajdeep continues to be with us. Rajdeep, we've been talking about this Rahul versus Modi, notion for the last 48 hours in the build-up to this entire no-confidence motion. What is the Congress's strategy in your view? Is the idea to say, forget about all the perceptions, this is about pitting Rahul Gandhi against Modi?
Well, is the idea to pit Rahul Gandhi versus Mr. Modi? I think I said that in the original answer, Shiv. Yes, a section of the Congress, particularly dare I call them Team Rahul, believes that this is Rahul Gandhi's opportunity to once again position himself as the principal adversary to Prime Minister Modi. Remember, all the other potential top leaders of the India alliance are not there in the Lok Sabha. The Nitish Kumar, the Mamata Banerjees, the MK Stalins, they're chief ministers in their own state, so they're not in parliament. The Congress is short, some would say, of talented, experienced speakers in parliament. Rahul Gandhi has not spoken in parliament since February when he raised the Adani issue during the motion of thanks. Yes. And this is an opportunity for Rahul Gandhi to set the narrative for the opposition ahead of the 2024 election. So yes, even though BJP leaders are saying, bring it on, we will expose Rahul Gandhi once he speaks in parliament. The fact is, from a Congress perspective, this is an opportunity to show Rahul Gandhi as a first among equals at the very least, and thereby pit him against Prime Minister Modi, since over the last 1 year, he's been the one raising the inconvenient questions, is what the Congress is claiming.
Now, as we've seen in the last couple of speakers as well, Navneet Rana as well as Manish Tiwari and many of them before them, Manipur has actually come up very little in all of the speeches made by leaders so far, barring the opening batsman, which was Gaurav Gogoi, who dedicated most of his speech to the issue of Manipur, which is what this no-confidence motion is really about. But all of the rest of the speeches have all proven that this platform of this no-confidence motion is as much about 2024 and campaigning for the upcoming election season than it is about anything else. I've pulled out some snippets just to prove my point. Take a look at this.
पहला, उनकी राज्य सरकार विफल थी। दूसरा, उनका गृह विभाग और राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा सलाहकार विफल रहे। और तीसरा, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के मौन रहने का, कि वो अपनी भूल कबूल करना नहीं चाहते। जब हम बार बार पूछते हैं, सर बड़ी आश्चर्य की बात है कि सर, कि अभी तक मैंने प्रधानमंत्री का नाम लिया, अभी तक मैंने मुख्यमंत्री का नाम लिया, अभी तक मैंने गृह मंत्री का नाम लिया, अभी तक इनकी तरफ से विरोध नहीं आया, लेकिन जब एक विशेष कंपनी के मालिक का नाम लिया तो ये सारे मंत्री और सांसद खड़े हो गए। किसकी सरकार है सर? ये किसकी सरकार है?
सोनिया जी का मैं बड़ा सम्मान करता हूं सर। सोनिया जी, मुझे जो लगता है कि उनके पार्टी की उनकी दो मनस्थिति है। वो एक हिंदू सभ्यता संस्कृति में बिलीव कर रही हैं, इसीलिए अलौकिका पंडिता की तरह जो पूरा किताब में लिखा हुआ है कि क्या क्या करना चाहिए एक भारतीय नारी को, उसका पूरा का पूरा पिक्चर सोनिया जी देती है। उनको दो काम करना है, बेटे को सेट करना है और दामाद को भेंट करना है।
What is in 9 years the great achievements of this government? Is state governments toppled by the BJP? Is this fair democracy? Price, महंगाई बहुत हो गई, महंगाई की मार अब की बार शायद सबको याद होगा। LPG की प्राइस, कर्नाटक इलेक्शन ने दिखा दिया LPG का क्या होता है। फिर अच्छे दिन कहते थे आप, अच्छे दिन आएंगे। मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, हेल्थ एंड सर्वे इंडेक्स, इंडिया has gone down, हंगर इंडेक्स डाउन।
I have always believed that the Congress party is adept at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. They are also very adept at cutting their nose to spite their face. And I say this advisedly. They know Every time the Prime Minister has got up to speak on the floor of this House, he puts the Congress party through the shredder. I mean, they actually go through a shredding machine. So I cannot understand why they should cut their nose to spite their face, ask him to come to the House and put them through the shredder, as I have no doubt he will when he replies on Thursday.
The central agencies, ED and CBI, they are used to target opponents and bring down opposition state government as it happened in Maharashtra. BJP has a big washing machine. When Ajit Pawar was in NCP, he was very bad, 70,000 crore irrigation scam. Now BJP's washing machine he has entered. Now he has become a good man. Amit Shah goes and praises him.
Rahul, one final comment from you. You know, I know there are still 3 days to go. Anything can happen. Pinaki Mishra saying that, the Congress has cut its nose to spite its face. The Prime Minister, every time he gets up to speak, he puts the Congress through the shredder. Just do a little bit of crystal gazing for us, because the numbers we don't have to care about, because that's what, the BJP is, the NDA is comfortable as far as the number is concerned. Do you think that's what's going to happen on day 3? What is day 3 going to look like in your view?
See, Shiv, number game, I think a lot of people are dismissing the number game. A no confidence motion is one of the supreme tools in parliamentary procedures. You have brought in the 155mm howitzer in. It's the largest gun in the, it's the Bofors is in. And you're trying to kill a fly. To get a Prime Minister, see, it might look smart. The move is smart. They were desperate, I agree. But to the public, you have to justify why you brought in the Bofors. Now, at the end of the day, if you don't beat the government in terms of numbers, that's what no confidence motion is all about. Then you're not giving public enough to bite. That's a drawback. What the government is going to do, that with the support of 34 odd YSRCP and BJD MPs, the government number are going to be 360, 65. The government is going to go to the public talking about numbers. That yet again there was an attempt to waste time of the government to attack this government.
And look at these numbers.
And look at these numbers. This is what the parliament thinks of us. That's a template. Beyond that, it gives the government larger numbers, so larger number of speakers, larger number of BJP speakers, because it's the single largest party on its own 303 odd. So you'll have more speakers talking about that narrative of the government. That's there there in the cloud. Now, on the last day, you're going to build something on Manipur. It's a perception. In the perception battle, one will wait and see what questions does Rahul Gandhi pose. And they have to be better than what Gaurav Gogoi and Manish Tiwari and others have done to actually rise to a level that it actually controls eyeballs. It has to be that good. If it is not that good and the Prime Minister runs roughshod over it and takes on Rahul Gandhi on the same old templates of dynasty, corruption, and all others, the pet peeves, then where does the narrative go? So there is a risk the opposition is running. But yes, also, it is important that sometimes you have to take the Bofors out to kill a fly also, because the Prime Minister was not relenting. I think eventually the last day is going to be very critical. How the two sides try to build a narrative, and from there, how they carry it forward all across the country. Otherwise, I think the opposition would have missed a trick as far as this. I still believe Rahul Gandhi should have been the first to speak for 2 days. If the BJP didn't have answers to what Rahul Gandhi said, it would have been a much better narrative for the Congress party and the opposition.
The chance has been squandered, and now the Congress will have to make good on that decision on saving Rahul Gandhi for that final shot. Rahul, always appreciated. Thank you very much for your perspective on this very, very tantalizing, unfolding political story. The Bofors gun, as Rahul put it, couldn't have put it more appropriately given who we're talking about here, but we're going to have to see how this actually plays out. India Today set the news agenda on NewsClick, a website that was named by the New York Times as having been a recipient of Chinese government propaganda funding that has directed some of its journalism on issues pertaining to the India-China relationship, specifically on issues like the COVID pandemic, the handling of COVID, the farmers' stir, the border standoff between India and China and Ladakh, and many more. Now we've accessed emails that reveal how NewsClick was allegedly involved in not only taking these funds, but actively receiving instructions from Chinese entities on what kind of journalism to do. Along with this Congress connection, in a stunning revelation, the CPM's Prakash Karat's name has also emerged in these emails. Take a look at this report.
India Today unravels Congress-China link. A day after the government lashed out at the Congress and news website NewsClick, email exchanges have now emerged showing how Chinese propagandists were in direct touch with media in India. This is billionaire Neville Roy Singham, who's been accused of Chinese propaganda, emailing NewsClick director Prabir Purkhayas and CPM leaders like Prakash Karat with a Praise China toolkit. Sources tell India Today these email exchanges occurred during significant periods, including the early days of the COVID outbreak, during farmer protests in India, and the persisting border tensions between India and China. The way these emails were structured, it clearly reveals a clear inclination towards promoting Chinese propaganda.
The email conversations recorded by the Enforcement Directorate during the searches not only talk about how to keep China in a good light as far as its pandemic handling is concerned, but it also talks about some of the sensitive issues like India-China border. But the most important part is the email conversation with CPIM leader Prakash Karat, and the Bharatiya Janata Party has not only targeted opposition over this, but they have also raised this matter before the parliament.
Not just that, in stunning revelation, emails also talk about collaborations of the Indian communists with the Chinese. Sources say Prakash Karat expressed his satisfaction with the Chinese peace, despite knowing anti-China sentiments.
यदि न्यूज क्लिक का नाम यदि डिलीट या रेस्टोर हो गया, कांग्रेस को क्या समस्या है सर? न्यूज क्लिक आपका कौन लगता है? पुरकास्ट का नाम यदि रेस्टोर हो गया, पुरकास्ट आपका क्या लगता है? प्रकाश कारात साहब, उनका पूरा का पूरा मेल मैं ऑन रिकॉर्ड आपको लाना चाहता हूं कि जो वो नेवेली राय सिंघम था, उसके साथ उनके हजारों मेल हैं, और जब आप कहेंगे मैं ऑन रिकॉर्ड उसको पेश कर दूंगा सर.
The government has now sharpened its attack on the Congress.
कांग्रेस का हाथ न्यूज क्लिक के साथ, कम्युनिस्ट बाकी दल ये भी उनका सहयोग करते रहे, लेकिन कांग्रेस का हाथ न्यूज क्लिक के साथ, न्यूज क्लिक के ऊपर चाइना का हाथ. तो किसका हाथ कहां-कहां मिला है सबको समझ आता है.
कल जो है सर न्यूज क्लिक के ऊपर बड़ा हंगामा हुआ.
The Congress meanwhile has strongly objected to the comment made by the BJP leaders, calling them defamatory and demanding that the allegations made by Nishikant Dubey in Parliament must be expunged.
The mic of a particular BJP member, Mr. Dubey, was switched on and he proceeded to speak. And his sound was the only one coming through the translation headsets and through the record of the House, in which he levelled defamatory and libelous accusations against our party and by name two of its leaders. He cannot do so without giving notice in advance and getting the consent of the Speaker, which he had not done.
With more and more evidence emerging of the China NewsClick nexus to peddle Xi propaganda, the political fight is also heating up. With Munish Pandey in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.